Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my week 2 review. Holy hell. What a horrible week for me. Um, I got so many games wrong this week, and I mean, quite frankly, to my to help myself out here, a lot of teams got upset. A lot of crazy shit happened this week. For a seemingly bad week of football, it actually ended up being, I would say, better than the first week of football in terms of upsets and chaos. But without saying too much, let's get straight into this thing. Illinois versus Duke. This was the only game that really went soundly, not as I expected it, but the victor was what I expected. I said Illinois would get a scrappy win. I didn't really think Illinois had it like that. They really didn't. I mean, they win here at Duke handily, not a question about that. But seriously, like when it comes down to it, Duke is giving you 5 turnovers and not including a failed fourth down conversion. You're scoring 17 of your 45 points in the fourth quarter. This was absolutely a ball game for majority of it. It was the fourth quarter where they pulled away and started to look super dominant. I mean, Duke had more yards of football than Illinois did, yet they're losing by 20 plus. 5 turnovers is just nothing good. And the thing is Illinois again, it was a football game. Final score is way worse than it looks. It was a whole football game. This is a middle end team in the ACC. Illinois is barely competing, all right, listen, barely competing. They competed and they kept the touchdown distance. Final score looks a lot better. Other teams in the Big Ten are not going to give you 5 turnovers. After this week, they play Western Michigan. Then they're on the road at Indiana, which Indiana, to me, looks really, really bad right now. And could very well be a non-top 25 team. But then after that, they have to play USC, who looks really good. After that, Purdue, that's easy. After that, Ohio State. Ohio State's already favored by 13.5. Illinois in the top 10 just seems like too much for me. I mean, they haven't really done a crazy amount of work to get there. And honestly, though, Illinois has the schedule to get into the Big Ten championship and into the college football playoff, but they just need to keep on winning. And that seems like it's going to be a tall task for them to complete. But overall, a good win for them to get in one of the more entertaining games we were looking out for. Iowa at Iowa State. I went with the narrative that the road team keeps winning here. Iowa actually competed. A lot of people were saying that Iowa State was just going to win this game handily, yada, yada. There was actually a lot of great football from Iowa. They started to run the ball super well. They had a hard time passing it, but this was one of the better offensive performances I've seen from Iowa football. I mean, both teams were neck and neck in overall yards and overall pretty much everything, with the only failed fourth down conversion, I would assume, coming at the end of the game on the last drive, if I remember correctly. This game was a ball game. Oh, here, let me show you the final score. This was my prediction, so on one of the many games that I got wrong this week. It was a ball game. This one was really fun. Keeps this one low scoring like it has been in the past, but also super entertaining. Energetic crowd, absolutely energetic. Iowa State they're cooking right now. They are the favorites right now, I would say, in the Big 12. There's no question. I don't think except for maybe like Utah, I don't see many other teams that can stand above Iowa State right now. Baylor at SMU. Baylor, I didn't think was going to be able to handle SMU on the road. And this was what kind of the final score should have been before SMU absolutely shat the bed. Now, I wish I could have watched this game all the way or even at all, but it was on some local channel. I have Sling, so I was not really able to watch any of this game, but I was getting some reporting from my father figure at the bar because that's where he was. He was able to watch it. And, they blew this thing. I mean, you're up 38-24 with 8 minutes and 38 seconds left in the fourth. You let them score a touchdown. That's okay. Just control it. And then you let them score a dagger and absolutely, just such a bad. I didn't change the final score. Final score was 48-45. Baylor in overtime takes the W. And honestly, SMU, man, they probably, I don't want to say they were the better team because Baylor had 600 yards of offense and 2 turnovers, but they also failed 3 of their 6 fourth down conversions. But SMU had this thing packed up and ready to go home. There was some crazy play that I did get to see where it was like Kevin Jennings was trying to roll out and the ref fucking tripped him or something. It was weird. But Baylor's offense is definitely living up to the hype that people were giving it. It's just their defense. I mean, who knows? SMU might finish off at around the same spot as Duke, and you're barely able to beat them. Auburn is now in the top 25, so quality loss, and now you have a quality win. So Baylor could be making their name known now for the Big 12 position, the Big 12 competition, you know. It is wide open. The Big 12 is literally wide open. Anything can happen right now. Iowa State is still like nothing is set in stone. They have to go on the road to Arkansas State next week. No, they're going to destroy them. But Iowa State does have a, quite frankly, an easy schedule for most out. I mean, a lot of the games that they have to play are a bunch of unranked teams right now, thanks to what we will get into later. But, I mean, Baylor's got a tough schedule. Relatively. Nah, not really. A lot of teams, again, have fallen off. It's the real big teams in the Big 12 right now that are going to cause problems are Utah and Texas Tech and TCU, in my opinion. Those are the 3 teams. Iowa State, I feel like I'm still not going to buy. I did say I was going to buy if they beat Iowa. I said I was going to buy in on Rocco Beck, but still, you know, they did look impressive defensively. It is Iowa's offense, so you can't count on it. But they did look impressive defensively in all of their games. Rocco Beck is an interesting quarterback. He has a lot of potential. But, I mean, yeah, maybe, you know what, I will buy on Iowa State. Those are the 4 teams, I would say, right there. Those are the 4 teams. You got Baylor, or I'll put Baylor in there too. 5 teams. The 5 teams that are up there in competition. Iowa State, Baylor, Texas Tech, TCU, and Utah. Those are the 5 teams that I really have kind of owning this conference right now. And that takes a lot out of me from an ASU fan, but we'll get into that. Oklahoma State at Oregon. This is Mike Gundy's last year. It's got to be. I mean, he's been able to put together a Big 12 championship team and a college football playoff team in 2021, fell half a yard short of that glory, collapsed the next season, brought Oklahoma State back to the Big 12 championship the next season. Then he absolutely collapsed the next season. And then you think, okay, well, it goes bad, good, or good, bad. Now we're ready for good. Wrong. This was my prediction. Thankfully, this one gives me a victory. But oh my God. This is insane. A group of 5 team would have done better. An FCS team would have done better than this. I mean, this is probably one of the worst Oklahoma State teams in the history of Oklahoma State teams. Like, it's bad at Oklahoma State right now. I'm sorry if you're a Cowboy fan. Or on the other side of things, Oregon is just that good. I mean, I didn't really think Oregon was going to be as good as they were last year. I thought they were taking some steps back, but after all, they went undefeated with 1 loss and then lost in the college football playoff, undefeated with 1 loss. There you go. That's me. They went undefeated, and then in the college football playoff, they lost, and they got torched by Ohio State. But seriously, don't blink. They had a great fucking season. Maybe they're back, bro. I mean, I felt like they lost a lot of production, but I guess they got it back, and they've got something cooking. Oregon could be a serious contender, like actually one of the top ones. Ole Miss at Kentucky. Thankfully, this one gave me a win, too. I said this one would be a low-scoring game, and it kind of wasn't. I said it'd be a low-scoring game with Ole Miss kind of struggling, but what really got things going was turnovers for Kentucky, or for Ole Miss. That gave Kentucky a lot of points early, and Ole Miss was definitely the better football team here. It's a scary win that they got, but they're definitely the better football team. But how about that for your number 4 football power index bullshit, Lane Kiffin? Fuck you. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. If I saw Lane Kiffin in person, I would fanboy out because it's like a top SEC coach. But seriously, I don't understand why he's got to run up the score against a nobody. It doesn't make sense to me. Kansas at Missouri, and this is where things go downhill for me. I said Kansas would hit the road and get a big victory against Missouri, and Kansas was actually up big time on Missouri, but they collapsed, and clearly there was not a lot of defense in this game. They absolutely collapsed, and they even had a scoop and score that gave them some points. They were up 21-6 at a point in this game, and they just let Missouri literally claw their way back into this thing. Literally claw their way back into this thing. And they won. I mean, good win for Missouri. Impressive win. Kansas was one of the teams I had being a sleeper for the Big 12. They maybe still could be. Maybe just the Big 12 is eons worse than any conference this year. But Missouri takes the victory, and that was a big one for them. This was obviously a big time rivalry. I mean, it is. I knew it was a big rivalry, but this was like, is this a fucking what football? This is a Kansas State football stadium. What? What in the world? This is literally a Kansas State football. I didn't even fucking notice. I saw this say state, and I was like, state? What? This is a Kansas State football field. Oh, my God. Little known fact about me, if you guys didn't know. I doubt you guys know. I'm colorblind. So, I'm colorblind in terms of, close shades, so, yellow to green, purple to blue. They give me a lot of issues. I honestly just looked up Kansas football stadium on Google Images because if I try to paste an image in the background, it's all pixelated and it looks absolutely disgusting. I'm not going to do that to you guys. So I have to go through Google Images, and I just saw this and I was like, looks good to me. Wow. Hopefully there's no Kansas fans here. They're probably going to lose their minds at that. But I don't even know which one is a technical bigger rivalry. Is Kansas Missouri a bigger rivalry than Kansas State Kansas? Same thing. I mean, Kansas State Missouri is also a big rivalry, but I don't even know, man. But Missouri fans were being brutal. They are being rude to Kansas as a football rivalry should be. And yeah, Kansas had this game. They had the edge, and they couldn't produce anymore. They just lost it. USF at Florida. Upset of the week, no question. Florida being ranked at number 13 really just made no sense to me. I understand you get DJ Lagway, who is a great quarterback, but when you rank a team, you have to include their performance from last year and the returning production. You can return as many players as you want. You could return the exact same team from last year for all I care, but that last team went 4 or 5 losses. You expect them to improve drastically up to the number 13 team in the country? Wrong, but also right. I said USF would play a very competitive game, but they wouldn't be able to keep up in the swamp, and that's just the way it goes. USF pulled off a monumental upset, and they are ranked in the top 25, and they look like a good-ass football team right now. But Florida, maybe they are a top 25 team. Maybe they are a top 15 team. Maybe just USF is that good of a football team. Maybe they are just that good of a football team. But we will know because USF has to go on the road to Miami. But then after that, Florida has to play Miami. I'm not sure if that's at home or on the road. All the Florida schools are practically playing each other as much as they can. And the state of Florida looks extremely scary. Florida, Florida State, Miami, and USF are all in the top 25. Or actually, I think Florida got bonked. I think they got bonked out because of this loss. Now USF skyrockets, but I think Florida still is like a pretty good team. I just didn't understand why we put them at number 13 they were number 15 or something like that, and then we put them up to number 13. I just didn't understand that. I was like, dude, they haven't played anybody. They brought back this good quarterback, but they also lost a ton of stuff. The head coach has been getting made fun of for however long he's been there now. Do we really have faith in them? And boom, USF hits them with just a gut punch of a loss. and USF is absolutely cooking right now. Oh, I can't even look at it. I can't even look at it. Instantly, just the weight of the world falls on me. I said ASU would win a high-scoring, tough game, but we would find a way to win it. We didn't. And honestly, dude, I don't even know if ASU's a bad football team or not. ASU, I don't think we're going to do anything from this point on. You know, you got Texas State next, and then you have to play TCU, Utah, Texas Tech. Like, we've got a loaded schedule, man. We've got an absolutely oh, I'm sorry. We have to play at Baylor, TCU, at Utah, Houston, Texas Tech. I'm missing one. I forgot one. But I don't know. ASU, this was a horrible loss. Mississippi State's not a good football team. I already described this in one and two of my other videos. And they shouldn't have lost this game, but they did. Same fashion as the Texas game. They actually said that they ran the exact same blitz call that we ran against Texas, which Mississippi State beat us over the top with. And Mississippi State, I am happy for them. You know, as much as it hurts me as an ASU fan, and as much as I fucking hate their cowbell tradition, and as much as I really hate SEC fans because of how snotty they are, I am happy to see a football program that has struggled for so long get this monumental upset win. I love this with college football teams that do so bad for so long, and you're like, wow, they've been really bad, and all of a sudden they start doing good. Like UNLV, their first couple times, you know, they've been such a bad football program, and then boom, they started to become good. Same thing goes for Mississippi State, man. They haven't been good in a while, and the only reason they haven't been good is because their head coach died. That's a horrible thing for a fan base to have to go through, and they needed this big time. So at the very least, ASU needed their good season, but we had that. And honestly, ASU last season had a lot of close wins. We had a ton of close wins that went our way. And I had a ton of celebratory moments where I was absolutely screaming and shouting in joy. This time, I was devastated. I mean, I got devastated last year, but this time I was devastated. And sometimes you're just on the receiving end of the stick, and you will lose games like this. Can ASU bounce back? Probably not. Sam Leavitt looked so bad against Mississippi State, and Mississippi State is projected to be one of the worst teams in the SEC unless, like I said multiple times, unless Mississippi State ends up being a very good team in the SEC. Sam Leavitt looked god-awful against Mississippi State. I mean, I've been such a fan of Sam Leavitt. I've been writing this. I've got a jersey of him hanging up in my closet right now that I was planning on wearing to my classes tomorrow, but can't be seen in public doing that now. But you know, I love the guy. I thought he was quarterback of the future. He played so bad. And even as much as, like, it is easy right now to just be an instant hater and be like, bench him, oh, he's horrible. Blah, blah, blah. I still think he has the potential to bounce back from this. You get a game at home against Texas State. I'm not sure if any fans are going to be there. I mean, once you kill the fire in Tempe, like, people go back to work. You know, it's not the only show out there in Arizona. There's plenty of other things to do, unlike these SEC schools and stuff, or Nebraska, where it's like the only thing to do necessarily, other than casinos apparently in Mississippi. So you have to stay at hotels an hour away, according to Kenny Dillingham. That just riled up Mississippi State fans, which was the last thing we needed to do. But like, you got to keep the flame in Arizona. You lose a devastating game, your fan base is hit. If we show up, we show up, man, and I'll be happy that our fans are like that. But I don't know if we will, and I don't see how ASU really finds the spirit to bounce back. You know, what really does it for college football for me is how you start. Like, rankings in particular favor how you finish, but for me, what makes a team good is how they start. You know, start off going 4-0, You actually you win some close games, you get some huge momentum, and then you get your big ranked win. That instantly right there takes a team from what would have been top 50 to top 20 in my opinion, just because you just have that mindset that this is who you are now. ASU got that mindset last year. We started off 3-0 with a close win, lost to Texas Tech, then we bounced back with a game winner against Kansas. Then we got that big win over ranked Utah. Sam Levitt got hurt, so we lost against Cincinnati. But then we just kept going. We just kept the momentum into that BYU game. We were ranked, and once we won that, it was just we started to look like a different football team. I mean, if you guys don't remember, ASU did not look like that good of a football team at the start of last year. I mean, by all means, we did not look like a good football team, but we looked like a fucking great football team by the end of the year. I mean, as it kept on going, we just looked better and better and better. And even though we were losing Jordan Tyson and other players, we just kept looking better and better and better. And I don't know, maybe ASU, I don't know, bro. I don't know what's going to happen. I ain't even excited for Saturdays anymore, but we'll see. Michigan at Oklahoma. Another game I got wrong. I said Bryce Underwood would come in here and win. Wrong. Michigan's a good football team. Oklahoma's a better football team. Oklahoma has something really special cooking up over there. They are actually going to be a really good team in the SEC now. Their quarterback transfer, he has extreme Heisman potential. Watch out for Oklahoma. But also don't sleep on Michigan because of this. Michigan, in my opinion, is still a good football team. This game was competitive. It was a ball game for a while. You got to travel to Oklahoma's second game of the year. That's a hard place to play. You haven't even gotten to get your quarterback settled in necessarily. This was a really tough ask for Michigan to go in there and do it. I bet on the underdog here. I lost. Vanderbilt at Virginia Tech. God, man, another game I got wrong. Vanderbilt looked really, really good in this game, by the way. But honestly, it's time to start talking about a new head coach for Virginia Tech. He's been here for a couple years now, and he's had football teams where we're like, whoa, Virginia Tech has a football team here. Last year, I said they would be in contention for the ACC championship, as well as a lot of people did. And for good reason. There was a good amount of talent on the team. Entering this year, hype kind of dies off, but you play against a super good South Carolina team and you play them really well. You get your fan base turning their eyes back to the program. You return home to play Vanderbilt, and you just get swamp donkeyed by Vanderbilt. And now you're 0-2. It might be time to move on, honestly. UCLA at UNLV. And for my final loss, UCLA is one of the worst teams in college football. I said they would bounce back. Utah's a really good football team. Wrong. And this game actually ended up finishing off with a closer final score than the game really was. I think it was 23-3 at a point or something like that. I don't know. Nico, I don't even think Nico's that horrible of a quarterback. I just think the team is horrible. I just think UCLA all around is just god-awful and crazy because a couple seasons ago with Dorian Thompson-Robinson, they were a good football team, a good-ass football team competing for the Pac-12, playing competition every single day, and then now they have just completely fallen apart. But that is it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed this week of football. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, it up, a comment. Always helps. That's all for me. Adios.